Unknown 9 is the latest colossal failure that Sweet Baby Inc. is involved with, and they're laying people off. But now apparently there's a whistleblower that is saying Kim Belair, the CEO, the boss lady of Sweet Baby Inc. themselves, is a mentally disturbed, crazed lunatic. I'm sure we all knew this already, but this is an interesting development. Smash JT has all the latest cheese on his website. Be sure to go check it out. We're going to look at this article. Literally says a whistleblower, an ex-employee, is breaking silence to expose Kim Belair as a mentally disturbed, crazed lunatic. What a choice of words. So we're going to check this out. First of all, I also like this dude's sweet-ass alien right here in the background, but this says it's a bombshell call-out. Former employee of Reflector Entertainment has come forward to shed a cleansing light on all the chaos surrounding Unknown 9 and the toxic environment that's fostered within the company. So if you didn't know, they laid off a lot of people this week, and that's to be expected. This game didn't make any fucking money, all right? And this is the year of games not making money. Firewalk Studios, fucking Warner Brothers Games with Suicide Squad, Dustborn with that cringe-ass Red Thread Games. I mean, the list is going on and on and on. We got game after game after game that has people that are either super fucking woke or companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and Kim Belair are involved. But Unknown 9, Kim Belair was like directly involved. Like this was like one of their fucking games. They were like part of the whole narrative process and everything. And we've already talked about Kim Belair tons of times. She's been exposed as a wacko, essentially a cyberbully like the rest of Sweet Baby Inc., right? So going on, this whistleblower worked in cybersecurity and according to this article says provided some seriously shocking details about the mismanagement, unprofessional behavior, and lack of productivity that plagued the studio during his tenure. It literally sounds like the same thing that you could say about Firewalk Studios, who blew over $400 million allegedly on Concord. It says, most notably, this employee has taken aim squarely at Kim Belair, describing her as completely unstable and unfit for leadership. So, yeah, 8 years of wasted development on here. We've talked about it, how this game was 8 years, $400 million. It was passed from studio to studio, actually. There was a development team that paid $200 million on it. Then Sony took it over and spent another $200 million. Where did all that money fucking go is what I want to know. So, this whistleblower confirmed in their French video. So there's a French video out here. The YouTube channel is called La Repair du Gamer. I don't speak French, but oh no, mon ami, I'm gonna make a name for myself, right? Anyways, says that it was in development for nearly 8 years. The end result was far from reflective of the time and resources invested into it, which, yeah, that's why it shut down after, how long it came out? Despite many folks trying to deem this as a AA title, in reality, he says it should have been labeled as a AAA title due to the sheer number of employees involved, which apparently was 120 approximately, many of whom were former Ubisoft staff. That doesn't fucking surprise me at all. The game failed to meet even the most basic expectations. According to the whistleblower, the blame falls in line with what Smash covered in previous video discussing the layoffs. So going on, basically the short end of the whole thing is it lackadaisical work culture where employees spend their time watching YouTube videos, chatting, and drinking beer on Fridays as early as noon. And, I've seen this for myself when I was working in Los Angeles during the summer. Half of the office staff was like, hey, it's summertime. We should have summer Fridays where we don't have to work on Fridays. We just get to enjoy the day off. It's like, what? What's up with all these fucking progressive, liberal, woke fuckers that don't want to work? They still want to work from home. They still want to have no work etiquette at all. Work your ass. Even if you're working from home, work your ass off. Just because it's summer or just because it's a Friday doesn't mean you get the day fucking off. All right. Anyways, this says Reflector's leadership, including Alexandre Amancio, co-founder and former Ubisoft executive, is also implicated in the systemic dysfunction described as a mastermind behind the project. He allegedly failed to provide any meaningful direction, leading the studio adrift for years. Wow. And salaries range from between 100,000 Canadian to 150,000 Canadian, yet productivity was almost non-existent. It was nowhere to be found. And I've seen that a lot, especially with startup studios. A lot of the heads try to take care of their salary first, and that's all it's about until they close down. The whistleblower went on to point out that the exorbitant expenses most likely contributed to the extreme financial strain that ultimately led to Bandai Namco's acquisition of the company, and that didn't fix any of the company's problems. Now, this says the whistleblower described the workplace as rife with toxicity. This literally sounds like the same stuff we saw about Firewalk Studios, right? There's micro groups, cliques, infighting that create hostile environments and stifle collaboration. And it says, funny how the mind virus infection always seems to make clusters of people to outcast others who weren't like-minded. The whistleblower's own experience ended on a crazy note that could be grounds for a lawsuit, as he stated that after he reported his IT director for downloading illicit content on the company network, rather than addressing the issue, Reflector's leadership retaliated by terminating his employment. Wow. Because we can't have any of the heads, right? Any of the directors, any of the head honchos are the main wokies in charge, right? They can't get in trouble. Adding all to this dysfunction, Bandai Namco's takeover of Reflector Entertainment resulted in mass layoffs, as the publisher sought to cut ties with many of the former Ubisoft employees who contributed to the chaos, but again, too little, too late. And now this goes into detail about Kim Belair, who, again, if you're watching my content, Hypnotic, Smash, if you follow Grums on Twitter, if you follow, like, literally Vera Dark, everybody's covered Kim Belair, right? And how just unhinged they are as a human being, how almost idiotic they are as a leader. It's almost unbelievable that they're a CEO of something. So right here it says, Belair was positioned as a key figure in the game's development. The whistleblower made it clear that she was far from a stabilizing force, and went on describing her as completely unstable, even alleged that Belair is unfit for any kind of leadership role, let alone one in high pressure, right? A high-pressure collaborative environment like game development. And this is the same Kim Belair that has been the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. for years. No fucking surprise here. So they went on to claim that Belair's erratic behavior suggested that she may be undergoing treatment for multiple psychologists, an insane situation that he framed as a positive step for her personal health, but a damning indictment of her ability to lead a team or oversee a major project. She doesn't seem well, the whistleblower continued, adding that her lack of stability was beyond evident to any of those who worked alongside her. Why are they? This is why, hires are DEI hires. They're not the most qualified candidate for the position that they are. If she was a qualified candidate to be a CEO, she would be a great leader. She wouldn't be mentally unstable. They wouldn't encourage a toxic work environment. I know sometimes that still happens anyway, but Sweet Baby Inc. wouldn't be in the terrible situation that they've been all fucking 2024. Like, has anything gone right for Sweet Baby Inc. outside of, like, Spider-Man selling some decent amount of copies and God of War? No, every single thing they've touched since the whole Cabrutus Rambo incident where they tried to silence his Steam curator list, it's been a mess for Sweet Baby Inc. It's completely backfired into, like, the biggest Streisand effect in the fucking world against these people. And you love to see it. At least I do. So I also am blocked by Big Old Death. And I guess Smash shows his screenshot here. And he goes on to talk about how he's covered her involvement in the game industry, that her leadership style has been criticized by many folks in the past for prioritizing activism over productivity, which that's what it is. They all cosplay as industry journos, developers, CEOs, but they're just a whole bunch of activists that, for whatever reason, are invading the gaming industry. And it says her leadership style has been criticized by many folks. It's not just Smash. It's not just me. It's many folks, which is why they're so defensive all the time. It's almost like they're quadrupling down at this point. And it says, if her work on Unknown 9 was any indication, her focus on external narratives rather than core game development contributed to the game's ultimate failure more than anything. This whole situation is beyond wild. Anyone that had a single massive failure in their career on the same level as Kim Belair's multiple destructions would be banished from whatever industry they were in forever. Yet for some reason with Kim, she finds a way to fail upward. And if there's any real talent she has, it's that. I mean, that's fucking facts right there. So, interesting insight from this former employee. that has their channel. I believe Smash is actually going to go on their channel later tonight or this weekend, and they're going to sit down and talk further in depth. I'm more interested to see what this guy has as far as more juice and chisme that he has involved in Sweet Baby Inc. Because again, if you've been watching the channel, we already know how much of an utter mess this company is, and all DEI. It's absolutely fucking cringe at this point to see anybody try to justify DEI having to be enforced in video games when it could just happen naturally. It happened for decades naturally. We didn't need consultants coming in and forcing us to fucking buy into the ideologies. Just let it fucking happen, right? But these guys don't understand how the real world works. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this situation. Comment down below and subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care.